Hello and welcome to Healthy Men 70 Plus. I'm Emily Johnson, your health and wellness coach.
And I'm Robert Millers, Senior Men's Health Specialist. We're really glad you're joining us for today's deep dive.
Today we're tackling a big one, coffee. For so many of us, it's, that comforting morning ritual, maybe a source of energy.
Absolutely. But especially after 60, maybe even 70, the type of coffee you drink and how you drink it can actually have a pretty significant impact on your overall health.
That's right. And why is that? Why does it matter so much at this stage of life?
Well, as we age, our bodies just become more sensitive to caffeine and other things too. What felt like a harmless boost back in your 30s or 40s can now sometimes lead to things like a rapid heartbeat or restless nights, maybe even digestive discomfort.
Okay, so we're talking about direct effects on the heart, blood pressure, definitely sleep quality, and digestion too.
Exactly. Those are the key areas.
So, here's our mission for this deep dive. We're going to uncover 4 types of coffee you should probably avoid, or at least approach with caution. And then, the good part, we'll introduce 4 options that are not only safe, but could actually be beneficial for your health after 60.
The goal here is really to help you feel more youthful, stay active, keep focused, and, avoid some of those silent risks that might be lurking in your cup.
Okay, let's unpack this then. What are some of these seemingly convenient or, tasty coffees that might actually be doing more harm than good for us after 60?
Yeah, it's a really crucial question. And the first one we need to talk about is probably the most common culprit. Instant coffee that's loaded up with sugar and those powdered creamers.
Ah, yes, the ultimate convenience, right? Just add hot water, stir, and boom, sweet, creamy coffee in seconds. It's so appealing, especially on a busy morning.
It really is.
But what's actually hiding in that mug? What are we not seeing?
Well, often it's far more than just coffee granules. Most of these commercial instant mixes, they're not just pure coffee. They're often packed, and I mean packed, with added sugars, artificial flavors, and those powdered creamers you mentioned.
And those creamers aren't just like powdered milk.
Not usually, no. They're often high in unhealthy trans fats. And these hidden ingredients, well, they quickly become a kind of silent burden, especially after 60 or 70.
Okay, break that down a bit. Let's start with the sugar.
Right, the sugar. As we age, our body's ability to manage blood sugar, it just gets a bit less efficient, slower. So frequent sugar spikes from drinks like this, it's like constantly knocking on your cell's doors asking them to take in sugar.
And eventually they just don't answer as well.
Exactly. They become resistant. That's insulin resistance. And that's a direct path towards type 2 diabetes. So the daily habit of these really sugary coffees is kind of pushing your body towards that dangerous territory.
Okay, so that's the sugar. What about the creamers? I always thought they were just a simple way to make the coffee lighter, taste better.
Well, many powdered creamers are made using hydrogenated oils. And that process creates trans fats. Think of trans fats as like sticky stuff that can narrow your arteries.
Okay.
They raise your bad LDL cholesterol, and importantly, they lower your good HDL cholesterol. That's the stuff that cleans up your arteries.
Got it.
So for older adults, maybe your arteries are already a little less flexible than they used to be. This process just accelerates the risk of heart disease and stroke.
Wow. And I guess there's the calorie aspect too.
Absolutely. The high calorie content contributes to weight gain, putting extra strain on your joints, your heart, your blood vessels. So what seems like a small, quick indulgence, it can slowly start this chain reaction of health problems down the line.
That's a really powerful warning about those hidden ingredients. Okay, but what about the convenience factor? Like grabbing a coffee on the go, the ones in bottles or cans you see everywhere. Are those any better for us after 60?
That brings us neatly to our second category to approach with caution. Canned or bottled industrial coffee. You know the ones chilled in the supermarket fridges or at the gas station? They promise that quick, often delicious fix.
Yeah, they're everywhere. It's hard to beat that grab-and-go ease sometimes. But I'm guessing there's a catch beyond just the packaging.
There often is, yes. These generally aren't just, freshly brewed coffee poured into a bottle. They're typically heavily processed. Meaning they're packed with preservatives, artificial flavors, stabilizers, all sorts of things to give them that really long shelf life.
And that's tough on the body.
It can be, especially on your liver. Think of your liver as your body's main filter system. After 60 or 70, that filter might not be quite as quick or robust as it once was. Regularly consuming all these additives is like, constantly overloading an already busy system. It can potentially wear it down faster over time.
And I'm guessing digestive upset could be an issue too, similar to what we just talked about with the instant mixes.
You're absolutely right. Those artificial flavors and often excessive sweeteners can really irritate the stomach lining.
Yeah.
That can lead to indigestion, bloating, maybe acid reflux problems that many seniors, let's be honest, already manage day to day.
Yeah.
And the high acidity of the coffee itself, combined with those added chemicals, well, that can even make conditions like gastritis or ulcers feel worse.
Okay, so it's irritating. And what about sugar in those?
Oh, definitely. Don't forget the sugar content. Many of these bottled coffees can contain as much sugar as a can of soda,
Wow.
which again contributes to weight gain, those blood sugar spikes we mentioned, and the risk of diabetes, especially when your metabolism might be naturally slowing down a bit. It's kind of an unfortunate double whammy for both your gut and your metabolism.
Okay, so that quick pick-me-up could really be undermining both digestive and metabolic health over time. What's next on our list? What other coffees might be working against us?
Okay, next up is something many people enjoy. Overly strong coffee, especially drinking it later in the day or at night. We often love that rich aroma, that bold flavor, maybe thinking it gives us more energy, a bigger pick.
Yeah, I can definitely relate to wanting that really robust flavor sometimes. But you're saying that extra kick can actually become a problem, particularly when we're older.
It certainly can be, yes. And a big reason is how your body processes caffeine after 60 or 70. It tends to metabolize it much more slowly.
I mean, it sticks around longer.
Exactly. It stays in your system for hours longer than it might have when you were younger. So having a strong coffee, say in the evening, is essentially giving your body an unwelcome jolt right when it should be winding down for sleep.
Even if you feel tired mentally.
Even then, it disrupts your natural sleep cycle. You might find it harder to fall asleep, wake up more often during the night, or just feel restless. And poor sleep, well, it isn't just about feeling tired the next day.
Right, it affects other things.
It really does. It can weaken memory, reduce concentration, and some research suggests it might even accelerate age-related cognitive decline over the long term.
That's a pretty significant impact on our minds. What about physically? What about our hearts?
Yeah, high levels of caffeine also stimulate the nervous system, which causes your heart to beat faster. Now, for someone who already has hypertension or maybe an irregular heartbeat, an arrhythmia, this can be risky.
How so?
It could potentially trigger palpitations, those fluttering feelings, or even cause spikes in blood pressure. And over time, putting that extra stress on your cardiovascular system just isn't ideal. It can increase the risk of stroke or heart attack down the road.
And I bet digestion comes into play again here, too.
You guessed it. Strong coffee is more acidic. That high acidity can irritate your stomach lining, causing or worsening acid reflux, indigestion, or general discomfort that might linger, especially if you drink it late. Your digestive system often becomes a bit more delicate with age, and concentrated caffeine can really magnify these existing issues.
Okay, so it sounds like that strong late-night brew could be a bit of a triple threat, potentially bad for sleep, heart, and digestion. What's the final type of coffee we should be cautious about?
Our last cautionary category is about low-quality coffee, specifically coffee made from burnt beans or beans mixed with unknown additives. It might seem cheaper, maybe it's more easily available, but the unseen dangers often far outweigh any small savings.
Right, the temptation of a bargain is always there, isn't it? Especially for something we use every day like coffee. But you're saying quality really matters here.
It really does. Low-grade coffee is often roasted at excessively high temperatures. This creates a kind of burnt, harsh taste, which sometimes masks the poor quality of the actual beans.
Okay.
But this process doesn't just ruin the potential flavor. It actually destroys many of the beneficial antioxidants naturally found in coffee beans. And worse, it can create harmful compounds that put extra stress on your body.
Harmful compounds like...
Well, one big concern with bulk-produced coffee that doesn't have strict quality control is the potential for mold toxins, like something called ochratoxin A.
Mold toxins in coffee.
Yes, it can happen if beans aren't stored properly before or after roasting. And these toxins can be particularly tough on your liver and kidneys, those vital filtering organs we talked about.
And those organs are already working hard as we age.
Precisely. Their natural function might decline a bit as we get older, so consuming contaminated coffee is like constantly running dirty water through an already aging filter. It can accelerate damage and increase your risk of chronic issues.
So it's not just about a bad taste, but actual hidden biological threats that could quietly undermine our health over time.
Exactly. And beyond that, some producers might mix these low-quality beans with things like artificial flavors, maybe coloring, or chemical preservatives to try and improve the appeal or shelf life. For you, these chemicals can potentially contribute to inflammation, more digestive upset, or even long-term toxicity, just gradually chipping away at your overall health without you even realizing it until problems develop. It's quite an insidious process.
Okay, so let's just sum up this first part. Looking at these four types, the sugary instant mixes, the processed bottled coffees, the overly strong late-night cups, and the low-quality beans, what's the bigger picture? What are the cumulative risks if we continue drinking these regularly after 60 or 70?
Well, if you continue down that path, you're essentially setting yourself up for potentially a cascade of health problems. You're looking at an increased likelihood, or maybe worsening, of conditions like hypertension, diabetes, and heart disease. That's due to the excess sugar, the trans fats, the chemical additives. Your sleep quality will almost certainly suffer, especially with strong or late coffee. And that doesn't just mean daytime fatigue. It can impact memory and concentration negatively.
Right.
And of course, you're likely to experience exacerbated digestive issues, more acid reflux, bloating, stomach pain, which really diminish your day-to-day comfort and overall sense of well-being. It's like a subtle undermining, cup by cup, day by day.
That paints a pretty clear picture of how those choices can impact us negatively. But, and here's where it gets really interesting and much more positive. The good news is, not all coffee is bad for you.
Not at all.
In fact, there are healthier, even beneficial options that you can enjoy daily. So what are these smart choices, and what makes them so good for us?
Okay, absolutely. The first and probably the most reliable choice for maintaining health benefits is simply pure ground coffee without additives.
Just straightforward, good quality coffee beans ground up.
Exactly. Unlike those instant mixes or heavily processed drinks we discussed, freshly ground coffee made from quality beans retains most of its natural compounds. And critically, that includes a really rich supply of antioxidants.
Ah, antioxidants. We hear that word a lot. Remind us, what do they really do for us, specifically as we get older?
Well, antioxidants are crucial because they fight off free radicals. Think of free radicals as unstable molecules that bounce around inside your body, causing damage to your cells and accelerating the aging process.
Okay.
Some recent studies in gerontology, the study of aging, actually highlight specific antioxidants in pure, especially lightly roasted coffee that seem to uniquely support the energy production within our aging cells, almost like a tiny tune-up for your cellular powerhouses.
So it might help with energy beyond just the caffeine.
Potentially, yes, by reducing cellular fatigue. And for heart health, the benefits are clearer. Moderate, unsweetened consumption of pure coffee has been linked to improved circulation, helping maintain healthier blood vessels. And some studies even suggest a lower risk of heart failure.
Plus, you're avoiding all those hidden nasties.
Precisely. You skip the hidden preservatives, the artificial flavors, the unhealthy fats that are so common in those commercial products. You know exactly what you're getting.
And I love that this option gives you so much control. You can brew it a bit lighter if you want, or maybe pair it with healthier additions like oat milk or almond milk instead of heavy cream or sugar. You can really adapt it to your own needs and preferences.
That's a perfect transition to our second excellent choice for you. Lighter, diluted coffee with less caffeine. Many people think stronger coffee equals more energy, but as we've discussed, for older adults, high caffeine can often cause more harm than good because of that slower metabolism.
Right, the caffeine sticks around longer, so why is less caffeine actually more beneficial for us as we get older?
Because your body clears it so much more slowly after 60 or 70, even a smaller amount can provide a gentle, sustained effect without overwhelming your system. Brewing coffee lighter, maybe using fewer grounds, or simply adding a bit more hot water to your cup becomes a really smart, safer option.
So you still get a lift, but without the downsides.
Exactly. You still get that gentle energy boost. It can sharpen your mental alertness, but crucially, it does it without overloading your heart or your nervous system. Many people who switch to lighter brews report feeling awake and focused, but free from those unpleasant side effects like jitteriness, a racing heartbeat, or those sudden blood pressure spikes.
That sounds like a much better balance.
It really is. It allows you to enjoy the ritual, the taste, while supporting both your cardiovascular health and your mental clarity throughout the day.
And you could, as you said, pair it with a healthy snack maybe mid-morning to keep those energy levels nice and stable.
That's a great strategy. Now, for those who really enjoy the flavor and warmth of coffee but find they're very sensitive to caffeine, even in lighter doses, our third option is decaf coffee. It can be a fantastic, truly enjoyable alternative.
Decaf gets a bad rap sometimes, but you're saying it's a solid choice.
Absolutely, especially now with better processing methods. Quality decaf removes most of the caffeine, usually around 97% or more, leaving behind that familiar aroma and flavor you enjoy, but without those strong stimulating effects.
So this sounds ideal for anyone maybe dealing with high blood pressure or really struggling with sleep or even anxiety.
Precisely. Those conditions often become more common after 60, and caffeine can definitely exacerbate them. By choosing decaf, you can still have that comforting daily ritual, maybe even a cup in the afternoon or evening, without worrying about palpitations or a restless night.
And do you still get any of the health benefits like the antioxidants with decaf?
Yes, you do.
Ah.
That's the great part. Decaffeination removes the caffeine, but it leaves many of the beneficial compounds, including valuable antioxidants, intact.
Oh, that's good to know.
So decaf coffee can still help protect your body from oxidative stress, support cardiovascular health, and may even play a role in lowering the risk of certain age-related diseases.
That's excellent news. So you don't have to give up all the potential benefits. And like you said, you could enjoy it later in the day. Plus, it probably pairs well with healthier add-ins too, like a sprinkle of cinnamon or some oat milk or maybe unsweetened cocoa powder.
All great options. Just make sure you choose a quality decaf. Look for brands that use water-based processing methods like the Swiss water process rather than chemical solvents to ensure purity.
Good tip. Okay, what's our fourth beneficial option?
Our final suggestion is for those who might need or want something exceptionally gentle, or perhaps just want to explore alternatives beyond coffee altogether. We're talking about herbal or grain-based coffee substitutes. Think things like chicory root coffee or barley coffee.
Ah, interesting. These sound almost like old-fashioned remedies. What makes them so beneficial, especially maybe for men over 70?
Well, the biggest advantage is that they are naturally completely caffeine-free. Unlike even decaf coffee, there's zero caffeine here. This makes them exceptionally gentle on your heart and your nervous system.
So really good for people with high blood pressure or arrhythmias.
Ideal for them, yes. Or for anyone who finds even the smallest amount of caffeine causes sensitivity or anxiety. These substitutes provide that comforting warmth, often a similar roasted, rich taste profile to coffee, but without any of those stimulating effects that might cause problems.
Are there other benefits besides being caffeine-free?
Yes, particularly with chicory root. Chicory contains a type of soluble fiber called inulin. Inulin acts as a prebiotic.
Meaning it feeds the good gut bacteria.
Exactly.
Cool.
It helps support a healthy gut microbiome and promotes smoother digestion. Barley-based coffee is also known for being very light on the stomach, often reducing issues like acid reflux or bloating for sensitive individuals.
And digestive health is just so crucial as we age. That fiber aspect sounds like it could potentially help with cholesterol, too.
It's possible, yes. Soluble fiber, like inulin, contributes to better bowel health and has been shown in some studies to help regulate cholesterol levels, adding another potential layer of protection for your heart health.
And are they easy to use? Versatile.
Very much so. You can usually brew them hot, just like regular coffee, or even enjoy them cold. They pair wonderfully with those healthier additions we talked about, plant-based milks, cinnamon, maybe just a touch of honey if needed, helping you avoid those hidden sugars and unhealthy fats. And you're right about the old-fashioned aspect. These types of beverages have actually been cherished as nourishing, restorative drinks in many cultures for centuries.
Okay, that's four really positive alternatives or adjustments. Now that we know what types of coffee can truly support our well-being, let's talk briefly about how we can incorporate them into our daily lives to really maximize the benefits and, avoid those subtle risks we identified earlier. What are some essential smart tips, some good habits for senior health when it comes to coffee?
This is key, because even when you're choosing the right type of coffee, how you drink it is just as important for protecting your health, especially after 60 or 70. First off, timing is absolutely key. Enjoy your coffee in the morning, or perhaps early afternoon at the latest. Really try to avoid drinking it too late in the day. As we've said, caffeine stays in your system longer as you age.
Right.
So that late cup can easily interfere with your sleep, leading to those restless nights and then daytime fatigue. By keeping your coffee consumption earlier, you generally get the alertness you want without messing up your natural sleep cycle.
That makes perfect sense. Simple but effective. What about those add-ins we keep mentioning?
Yes, number 2 is definitely watch what you add to your coffee. Please try to skip the heaps of sugar or those cans of sweetened condensed milk. They just add empty calories, cause those blood sugar spikes, and can negatively impact cholesterol levels.
So what are the better choices again?
Opt for healthier alternatives. A splash of almond milk or oat milk can give you creaminess without the unhealthy fats found in heavy cream or some powdered creamers. A sprinkle of cinnamon or unsweetened cocoa powder can add lovely flavor and even extra antioxidants. Think of it as enhancing your coffee's natural goodness, not just masking it with sugar.
Good way to put it. Healthier options are definitely out there if you want that taste or texture. What about the amount? How much coffee is okay?
That brings us to point 3. Practice moderation.
Yeah.
For most older adults, limiting intake to maybe 1 to 2 standard cups per day is generally recommended.
1 to 2 cups.
Yeah, that amount is usually enough to provide that feeling of alertness and comfort many people seek from coffee, but without overstimulating the heart or irritating the digestive system too much. Drinking excessive amounts, even of good quality coffee, can still lead to unwanted side effects.
Okay, 1 or 2 cups sounds reasonable. Anything else?
Yes, and this is perhaps the most important tip of all.
After.
Listen to your own body. Pay close attention to how you feel after drinking coffee.
Be mindful.
Exactly. If you notice things like palpitations, increased anxiety, jitteriness, or you're having trouble sleeping, those are clear signals from your body that your current caffeine intake might be too high for you personally. Don't ignore those signs.
So adjust accordingly.
Yes. Try adjusting your portions, maybe cutting back by half a cup, or switch to a lighter brew, or try decaf, or one of the herbal alternatives. Making those adjustments based on your own experience can make a huge difference in how you feel day to day.
That's fantastic advice. It seems developing these simple mindful habits really is the key to ensuring that coffee remains something enjoyable, maybe even beneficial, rather than becoming a subtle risk that accumulates over time. Well, this deep dive has certainly shown us the full picture, hasn't it? We've looked at the types of coffee to perhaps approach with a bit more caution after 60 or 70. And importantly, we've highlighted those healthier choices that can actually support your body and help keep you energized.
Hmm.
So just to quickly recap, maybe steer clear of those sugary instant mixes, the heavily processed canned or bottled drinks, those overly strong brews, especially late in the day, and be wary of low-quality, potentially contaminated beans.
Right.
And instead, choose pure ground coffee, consider brewing it a bit lighter, explore quality decaf options, or maybe try some of those naturally caffeine-free herbal or grain alternatives.
You know, what's really fascinating here, I think, is seeing how a relatively small, mindful change in something as routine as your daily cup of coffee can potentially lead to quite a significant improvement in your long-term health.
Yeah.
You're actively protecting your heart, your sleep quality, your digestion, and that really underscores the idea that knowledge is most valuable when you understand it and then, crucially, apply it to your own daily life.
That's so true. So maybe here's a final thought for you, our listener. We invite you to just take a moment today, perhaps, to reflect on your own coffee habits. Is there one small adjustment, maybe just one little tweak, that you might consider making starting today for a healthier tomorrow?
Could be switching to a lighter brew, maybe trying oat milk instead of creamer, or simply moving that second cup to a bit earlier in the day. Small steps.
Exactly. Small steps can make a big difference.
And if this deep dive has been helpful or interesting to you, please do consider liking it or sharing it with others who might benefit. Your support really helps us reach more men over 70 who are looking for ways to live stronger, healthier, and happier lives.
Absolutely. And for more practical tips and insights specifically tailored to senior health, please make sure you subscribe to Healthy Men 70 Plus wherever you usually find your deep dives. We're here to help you navigate your health journey with clarity and confidence.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Stay well, take care, and we look forward to our next deep dive together with you.